Hello everyone, once again welcome in economics chapter 6 part 5th, demand and supply and price control or application tools of demand and supply in and price control. So student, in this topic we are going to discuss how government deals with excess of crops, or how government deals with shortage of commodities in the market, or how they are taking over these problems. So before going this, I would like to tell that we are going to discuss today tools of demand and supply and how they are used in the price control. So first topic which we are going to take, that is maximum price legislation. Before this, I want to tell that government uses both tools, minimum price legislation and maximum price legislation, and both are having its own importance. So first we are going to discuss about maximum price legislation, or it is also known as price ceiling. So go through price ceiling or maximum price legislation. So let's go for the statement. Price ceiling is the maximum legal price which the suppliers can charge from particular good or service. Such price legislation have been passed in many countries. So you have listened about diesel and petrol, that more than that no one can charge. You have listened about some other commodities like kerosene oil, which are scarce in nature and which are not having that fulfilling, or which are not in surplus to fulfill the demand. So for them, government is using this policy of price ceiling. Means government has authorized the particular price, and more than that if you are selling, so then government can uh, capture your stock, or government can take the action against you. For example, kerosene oils are being sold by that ration shops, and more than that if some one person is selling illegally, the person is selling, then that can be captured by the police. So we can think so that according to government, more than that price a producer cannot take, because the government has fixed the price. So why government has fixed the price? So government can impose several food items in a situation of food shortage. So for example, the government can fix that price of that wheat grains if any shortage is there of food grains. As well as during the emergencies, government is fixing the price that no one can charge more than that. So that is known as maximum price legislation or price ceiling. So price ceiling is generally imposed on certain or essential products like wheat, rice, kerosene oil, sugar, petroleum, etc. So as you know well about this one, now we are going to discuss effect on price and quantity. So how it is having the impact. So first we have to go through with the help of diagram, then you will understand well. So let me explain first that maximum price is set below the equilibrium price. Equilibrium, you know well, already we have discussed what is equilibrium. Where demand and supply intersect each other, that point is known as equilibrium. But we are setting that maximum price below the equilibrium uh, price, that quantity demanded will exceed the quantity supplied, and therefore uh, there will develop a shortage of commodity, and the quantity actually bought and sold will be under control of government. So let us go through this concept. So see here, this point is showing the equilibrium, and we are having the maximum price legislation on this point. So P2 is showing maximum price fixed by the government. So now see that if the price is more than equilibrium, first point P1 we can say so that supply is more than demand. So it means excess supply is there, and consumers will not be able to purchase for what this commodity on this much price. Why? Because excess supply is there. Demand is less, supply is more. Gap is there between demand and supply. So equilibrium is not possible. So if price more, then consumers are not willing to purchase the commodity. So let us go through on equilibrium price. Equilibrium price, whenever that price is reduced by the government, where that suppliers are willing to supply, that is point E, equilibrium point. But due to shortage of that product, that government has fixed the policy that you cannot charge more than that. So sellers are willing to sell on this point E, but that government want that every person or every poor person may have that product in their use, like rice, wheat, sugar, and oil. So they have fixed the price less than the equilibrium price. So what is the benefit of this one? That poor section of the society may have that particular products and they can fulfill their needs. So that is that policy of the government to fix that price less than the equilibrium price. So if they will have equilibrium price, it means that on that much price some consumers are able to purchase, but more consumers, or we can say that poor section of the society, are not able to purchase that one. And but those are the things of necessity, so they have fixed that maximum price less than the equilibrium price, so that suppliers will not supply more than that particular price, and persons who are not able to purchase on equilibrium price, they can purchase from that price. So I hope you understood this concept of maximum price legislation. So in short, we can say, so government fixed the price so that poor section of the society may also utilize the products which will be there out of their reach if maximum price legislation will not be there by the government, or if price ceiling is not there by the government, then producer will sell their product on high prices, and which is beyond the reach of poor section of the society. So I hope you understood this concept. Now I am going to discuss about next point, allocation of available supply. So what is this? Means it is also a tool for allocating the supply. What is allocation of supply? Means as I told you that we are not having that much product to fulfill that equilibrium price, or we can say so that supply is not that much by which we can get the equilibrium, or means suppliers are not willing to sell on that much low price, but that need of that people is more. So government has fixed the price. So what will happen? There will be or if government is not fixing this price, so government means that sellers want to sell on more price, and there is a shortage of the commodity. So shortage of the commodity may be come over by these three methods, which I am going to discuss. Allocation of available supply means supply is not enough for all consumers. So what government is doing, or what producers are doing, they are using three methods. So I would like to discuss first one, that is first come first serve. So as I told that shortage of commodity is there, so first method may be there, that first persons who are coming to purchase, they can get the commodity, or in a queue customers are standing, and where the stock will over, rest of the person have to go back their home. But in that maybe that during the shortage of kerosene and petrol and onions, this policy may be taken by the sellers, but according to this system, that long queue will be there and people will rush towards the stores, and we may have the problem and indiscipline, and people have to waste a lot of time and standing in the queues, and those who are at the head of the queue or early comers, they will get the products, and the rest will not get the products. The same you have seen whenever we are having that demonetization, and bank were giving only 2000 rupees for one candidate, then there were long queues, and till the last person that queue was reaching, then stock of that money was being over in the banks. So same may be there for any product that I have taken the example. So this may be first come first serve. So first persons are getting, and which are coming in the last, they are not getting. So this may not be appropriate one. Second one is there. Second option, how we can control the supply, that is allocation by seller's preference. Means seller should decide that whom they will give and whom they will not give. So it may be according to that method that shopkeepers may decide their regular customers. For example, nowadays during the lockdown, there may be some shortage of products. So suppose that many consumers are there, then first shopkeeper will select their regular customers, and then rest of them they will say no. And for those customers who are the regular one, they can tell them that you come afterwards and I can give to you. So that may be another option for controlling the supply, that sellers can decide whom they will give and whom they will not give the product. So that is also not appropriate. So now we are going to discuss last one, that is rationing. So it is a very good system of rationing. Means what is ration card, you know well, and whatever the products you are getting from the ration card, that is also very clear to everyone. So it is a system of distribution of a specified quantity of a product at a fixed price by the government. So according to this, what may be there, that government has fixed that particular quantity of a commodity that you may get on particular ration card, or government may have some distribution of products or commodity in such a way that all may get few or some quantity of particular product. So that is known as rationing. So you have listened about BPL families. So they are having special ration cards, and they are getting more food grains from fair price shops, because government fixed them that they can get more one because they need more than any other persons. So like that, third method is there for that one is rationing. Means government may fix that particular quantity of commodity, whatever the quantity of commodity will get by which person, and according to that, or according to that system, we can distribute the things, and there will be no hue and cry, there will be no injustice in that case. So now we are going to discuss last point in this one, that may be also there, that drawback of this price ceiling, or if they are not doing the price ceiling, that what may happen. So black marketing may be there. How black marketing? Price ceiling and rationing benefits the poor customers, because they will able to get the specified quantity of the product, but short supply can improve the temptation in that sellers. So what they can do, same time that black marketing may be in the market. So which good are sold illegally at a price higher than the legal price, that is known as black marketing. So sellers may be encouraged for selling the products on high prices. Why? Because they want to earn more profit due to shortage of the commodity. So that sellers stand to gain, and if they sell the goods for anything more than that price ceiling, then they will be in benefit. So the government does not allow any transition above that price ceiling, and such transitions can occur only a black marketing, and black market can be overcome by the government easily. So we can say one thing, that if we will have this price ceiling, then there may be black marketing. Plus black marketing, why? Because sellers are not willing to sell on that product on which price government has fixed, because that is below the equilibrium price, and whatever there, they will hoard that one, and they want to sell that product on more price. But government will not allow that one, and if government is active, then this problem may be solved out very easily. So we can say, so whenever the price ceiling and rationing have been introduced, there have been emerged some sort of black markets. So black market is also a problem emerging whenever we are having that price ceiling. So now we are going to discuss the next step, that is minimum price legislation or floor price. So what is minimum price legislation? So we have to understand this one first statement, that sellers may sell particular good or service on that price. Minimum price is fixed by the government. So it is also known as floor price. Means if no one is ready to purchase the product, the government is ready to take your product on that much price. That is known as minimum price legislation or floor price. So where it is applicable? It is also applicable on agricultural products like wheat, rice, sugar cane is also there for sugar making. How it is working? So I would like to tell that government is fixing this price, minimum price above the equilibrium. So how it is happening, we'll go through with the help of diagram first, then I'll go through the explanation. So understand here. Okay, wait a minute. So you can understand here that P is here equilibrium price, and below this one P1 is there. So where excess of demand is there and there is supply is less. So on P1 demand is more and supply is less. So what will happen? Shortage of commodity will there and price will increase, and it can reach till P0. So here equilibrium was possible, but what happens? Government fixed the minimum price more than the equilibrium. So whatever the excess supply is there, here equilibrium is there and consumers are satisfied. So if that government is fixing the minimum price, so what is the purpose of this one? That producers may sell out their product which is their quantity OQ1. You can see here that quantity supplied is here OQ1. Quantity demanded on that price is OQ1 and quantity supplied is OQ2. Means here on that price supply is more than demand. So excess supply, what they will do, what farmers will do, that may be taken by the government for buffer stock. And why, how they are using the buffer stock? Food grains they are using for crisis like earthquake, like calamities. So this is very clear that quantity OQ1, this one is quantity demanded, and quantity OQ2 is quantity supplied. So here excess supply is there, this is excess supply. So what is demand, that is fulfilled here, and supply is more. So where this supply will go? This supply will go to the government. This supply will go to the government. On which price? On minimum price which is fixed by government. And what government will do with this commodity? Government will make the buffer stock, and in the crisis government can use these products. So this is that working or mechanism of minimum price legislation. So again I would like to tell that maximum price is fixed below the equilibrium point, and minimum price is fixed above the equilibrium point. Why we are fixing above the equilibrium point? Because that whatever that excess of that production, where it will go, because it is more than the demand. So that producers or means farmers will have the problem. So government is having the solution for that one, that whatever you have fulfilled the demand, remaining one you can give to the government on minimum price which is more than the equilibrium price. Now question arises, why that government is fixing more than the equilibrium price? So that farmer should have motivation for those crops. Means farmer may have motivate for growing these food crops. So government is taking that stock and it is making buffer stock. So I hope so this concept is clear. So now we are going to discuss about effects of minimum price. So already I have discussed, but once again I would like to discuss that fixing a minimum price causes surplus of commodity, while production get a higher price than the equilibrium price. And actual quantity bought, the sold will fall to QQ1, that is there in your diagram. So as I told you that if government is fixing more price, then surplus production is there, and due to that surplus production, demand was less than that, so that surplus production may be purchased by the government. So I hope so you understood this one. Second point we can understand, in order to maintain that minimum price, government generally purchase the surplus stock of the product, and which remains unsold at that minimum support price. So government of India has purchased such minimum support price. In the case of agricultural products, the government builds the buffer stock. Already I have explained all these things to you. So I hope so that concept is clear. If any doubt in any concept, then you can discuss with me. Now I am going with the exercise. So in short answer, a very short answer, question number 1, 5, 6. On next page, question number 8, 10, 14. Question number, wait a minute. On page number 112, question number 1, 5, 6. On next page, question number 10, question number 14, then question number 16, then 18, then 22. Okay, on next page, question number 22, question number 23, question number 26, question number 30. Now on next page, question number 33, so question number 33 here, then question number 35, and then question number 37. So these are the questions. Now short answers, only 8 are there. You can leave one if you want, but question number 2 is compulsory. Now long answers we can move. So long answers, question number 1, and then question number 4, question number 9, and then question number after 9, question number 11, then question number 15, and last question number 17. So these are total 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 questions are there. So you can leave one question. 5 questions you can complete out of 6. It is a choice I have given to you. But you should know all the answers which are given, which questions are given in your textbook. It is not a matter that you are writing few answers in a copy, important question in a copy, and you are not knowing the other answers from the textbook. So thank you very much. Stay home.